Hello class and welcome to chapter 1. In this chapter we're going to talk about the strategic management and what it is overall. Specifically in this lecture we're going to discuss the benefits of strategic planning and why it's important to organizations. So let's get started. Strategic management, in terms of your formal book definition, is a set of managerial decisions and actions that determine the long-run performance of a corporation. In layman's words, what that's really referring to is the thought, actions, and plans that senior management puts into organizations. When you're thinking about where the organization is today and where you want it to be 1 year, 5 years, or even 10 years into the future. What types of products and services are going to make the company successful? What are the strategic, competitive forces that are out there that you need to be concerned with? What internal activities do we need to do as a company to strengthen up our weaknesses and to assure that we're prepared to take advantage of opportunities that are out there in the marketplace? We want to think about the overall organization and how it can grow and be positioned for the future. This can be broken down into 4 different categories or 4 different components as is done in the textbook. One involves environmental scanning. So this is looking inside the organization and outside the organization in search of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This follows the format of a SWOT analysis, and we'll get into that in later chapters. Then you have strategy formulation. During the course of this this course, we're going to go through a number of different generic strategies that you can use to build from. Now, please understand that a generic strategy is just that. It's a strategy that can be applied across any number of organizations, irregardless of industry or company performance, size, or any other factors that make organizations unique. That's why they're called generic. When you customize a strategy to your particular organization's capabilities, its industry, its resources, that's when you tend to have the best results. But generic strategies are a great place to start from, and we're going to go over quite a few of those. The next thing we'll discuss in this course is strategic implementation. It's not just enough to write out a great strategy and have a great plan on how the organization can be successful, but you also need to know how to implement it. And that covers a variety of areas. Everything from team building to HR to operations and procedures that need to be put in place to ensure that people will follow and execute the strategy as it's given down from top management. The last component that the course will cover is evaluation and control. Now this refers to the process of monitoring the strategy as it's being implemented. So if the strategy is not generating the results that you would expect, you want to identify that quickly and have in place actions that managers can do to begin to turn it around. So contingency actions, if you will. So evaluating how the strategy is being implemented and having control mechanisms to tell you when something's right, when something's wrong, and what to do to correct it. Strategic management is important because it gives a clear sense of vision for the firm, and it provides us clear sense of vision and understanding as to the firm's purpose, where is it going, how much money is it going to make, why is it in business. It provides that to both stakeholders and employees, so people both inside and outside the company. It also gives you a sense of identity and purpose. It helps your employees focus on what's most important in the organization so that you're not spending activity, time, resources pursuing activities that will benefit the company very, very small. You want employees focus on activities that generate a great deal of value for the organization and success. It also helps you understand the environment that's going on. As that environment is continually changing and adjusting, which is what happens in business, you as an organization are able to do the same. Okay, and perhaps even get to the point where you could drive some of that change. Strategic planning helps with improved organizational performance. It helps you to be able to match the company's strengths to external opportunities. In this way, the company is able to maximize its financial benefit. Okay, it's also important when it comes to unstable environments, and this is critical because change always happens in the business world. Some industries have greater change than others, and we'll talk about that in the form of hyper competition in later chapters. But having strategic planning means that you're looking forward. So you're anticipating what changes may be coming down the pike or what activities you may engage in to drive change. And most importantly, strategic planning helps the senior managers in the company begin to think more strategically. Thinking and planning are some of the most critical activities to an organization's success. The world is becoming more and more global, which means that business is becoming more and more complex. The time where most organizations are operating only within their country, especially in America, the time is passing by quickly. Our markets today are interrelated in a way that they've never been before. Challenges and economic depressions that take place in other countries have a financial impact on the U.S. and the opposite of that is true as well. So we have to be strategic in our thinking, strategic in our understanding, so that we can understand how our company will fit into not only our domestic markets, but the global markets. That wraps it up for this lecture. I'd like to thank you, and I'll see you later. Once again, don't forget to study.